Hi and welcome to the Malat Cookery channel. So this video isn't food related, but it is definitely outdoor entertaining related. So one of my pet peeves is this junk mail. Comes through our door every single day of the week, and naively a few years ago I did try and stop junk mail coming through the door, and soon learned that the postal service makes so much money from junk mail. Not only could I not stop it, but it's actually increasing year on year. Now the thing with junk mail is it goes into our mailbox, goes straight through the house, nobody ever looks at it, into the recycle bin and then into landfill. So I decided to try and do something about it and actually make some use of the junk mail that comes through our door. So what I decided to do was take the junk mail, turn them into these Bio Fuel Briquettes, which we use in the chiminea in the fire pit. Also give them away to friends and family because we actually make so many of them. They use them in their solid fuel fires, and if I were going away on a camping trip, we normally take a bag of these away, and they're very easy to start a campfire. And in order to make them, the best way I found to do it is to use a converted mastic or silicone gun, a builder's mastic or silicone gun. This one I purchased from Aldi in the UK. It was £3.99. Very easy conversion. So in this video I want to show you exactly how to make these biofuel briquettes. So the way we make these biofuel briquettes from junk mail is I've got this bucket which is sat just outside the back door. This is just an old fertilizer bucket, has a lid on it, which is great, stops any debris from going in. Also it stops any of the paper from flying out when we turn it into a pulp, and I'll show you that in a minute. So basically what I've done is I fill the bucket just less than half full with water, and then every time we get junk mail I just simply tear it up into pieces like that and throw that in. Just have to make sure that you discard any of the clear plastic windows that are in envelopes, because obviously that isn't going to break down, so that shouldn't go in the bucket. Once we've put the paper in and we've pushed the paper below the water surface, leave it for about 3 or 4 days just to soften up like this. The next stage is I use a cordless drill with just a mixing paddle at the end. So this is what builders use to mix plaster, that type of thing, about £5, £6 from any hardware store. So that goes into a cordless drill. But what I've done is on the lid I've just put a hole in the centre so that the paddle goes through, and then when we mix the pulp now, no pulp will actually fly out. It's just a much cleaner process. So we just place the cordless drill on the end, and just mix this around a few times just to turn the paper into a pulp. Okay, so once we've done that, we can now start to turn this into the biofuel briquettes. So the next thing we need to do once we've got our pulp is we need to compress it, get rid of as much water as possible to turn it into these solid biofuel briquettes. And the cheapest and easiest way I found to do that is just to use a builder's silicone or mastic gun. This one was from Aldi's, £3.99. The only thing that I've done to it in order to allow it to work with the pulp is to drill a number of 3mm holes using a metal drill bit, just all the way around the cylinder. That's the only thing I've done to it. And the reason for the holes is as we compress the pulp down, it just allows the water to escape a lot easier. The other thing I purchased is some 50mm washers. So all you need to do is, if you're going to buy one of these, wherever you buy it from, just make sure that the washers that you buy will just fit into the cylinder itself. The reason for the washers, one is to seal up the end, because normally what would go on here is an applicator, so you can actually put the silicone or mastic into joints. So that seals up the end, and then the others are so that we can make a number of these biofuel briquettes at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just use the end or the top off an old drinks bottle, scoop some of the pulp up, place it into the end, and then just use a piece of wood just to start filling up the cylinder. When I get to about halfway, I'll stop, place one of the washers into the end, and then carry on filling, and then place another washer in, and maybe create some compression, and then carry on. I normally do about 2 or 3 briquettes at the same time. Okay, so that's a tube full. Just place the last washer in there, and then screw on the end. And then it's just a case of squeezing the trigger nice and gently, holding the mastic gun over the bucket so that any water that comes out will drip straight into the bucket, and just keep going until you meet a fair bit of resistance. You don't have to go mad with the compression. So the way we get the briquettes out of the mastic gun is we just push this lever here just to take the pressure off, unscrew the end, and just keep applying pressure to the trigger until the briquettes are expelled. Okay, so once they come out, where we've placed the washer in, that's a natural split. So although the biofuel briquettes seem very fragile now, once they are dried out, they go absolutely solid. So that's it, making biofuel briquettes from junk mail. So I'm just doing a test burn in this old wheelbarrow. As you can see, very little smoke comes off the actual biofuel briquettes, and they do burn with a characteristic very similar to a charcoal briquette. Obviously they don't last as long as a charcoal briquette, but they certainly don't burn through that quickly. So there you go, biofuel briquettes made from junk mail that would normally end up in landfill. Please subscribe to the channel, and as usual, if you've enjoyed this particular video, hit the like button, and thank you very much for watching.